We are in Shuanghe Cave, Suiyang County of southwest China's Guizhou province. China boasts a large number of karst mountains with a huge amount of caves and underground rivers. And China's mountainous Guizhou has a large number of cave resources. And in Shuanghe Cave, a tourist attraction now, there is a special cave which is called Jean Bottazzi. And today, we just got to know that he's here to maintain the cave. And later, we'll just invite this gentleman to introduce his China complex with us. Hi, Lao Rang! And in the cave, we can just see that Lao Rang has finished his journey here. Lao Rang, how are you? Okay. And actually, he just finished his journey right now. And before, I have already joined him to visit another cave. And for my personal experience, I can say that when I was walking in the cave, I felt it was really hard not for me to move on this kind of terrain since it has a lot of stones and rocks. But for this gentleman, his journey has been really smooth. And I got to know that he has already spent every year for the past 34 years in China. And now, how do you feel after this journey?
Yes, always well. When I am caving, I always feel well.
Yes, I think so. When you was caving, you have a lot of inspiration for caving, for cave exploration. Yes. And I got to know that you have already been to China in 1986.
Yes.
And then, when did you come to Guizhou? And can you share with our audience your experience over these years briefly?
Yes, we try to. It's a long time, so I have to dig in my memory for all the detail. It's so big change from 86 to now, so it's difficult to remember everything in a short time, but I will.
So when you first came to China, where have you been to?
We land in Beijing. The plane arrived in Beijing. Then we had a short tourism in Beijing area and took the train to Guiyang, from Beijing to Guiyang. At that time, it was a very long journey, maybe nearly 3 days. So we had to sleep at least 2 times in the train. And then we arrived in Guiyang. And from Guiyang, the first place we've been is Anshun. Anshun city, and to make some first caving there. I remember the first cave I've been the name is Shangbidong, elephant nose. I just remember this name. And then we went also to Zejin. Then we moved on to the Yun. Now the place is famous with Getura. That time we know it as the Yun. And then we moved to Luodian. So it's and also Pingtang. So we turn like this. We turn from and then back to Guiyang. This turn now, I think, with the road now, it's possible to do this in 1 day. It's no problem. But for us at that time, if you just want to make this by the road, it was nearly 1 week. But at every place we explored some cave, go to the countryside, ask the local people. get information about the cave system, about the karst, and so on.
Okay, and so when you first came to China, it took you about 3 days and nights to come to Guiyang City. And during your stay in China, in Guizhou, you have been to so many places like Zhijingdong, and now the National Geopark in China.
Yes.
And then you also came to, well, we can see the stone is somewhat amazing, and maybe we need to just slow down or say just walk down to enjoy the scenery here.
Okay.
Yes, and now how's your journey with our Shuanghe cave?
In Shuanghe Cave, I've been Shuanghe Cave only in 2001, so it was quite a long time from 86 to 2001. So we went there the first time just to look if some place needs a rope technique to explore. And in fact, when we arrived here and make some first exploration in the cave, we really discover it was a place very important to explore because so many branches. You can see, for example, here this landscape, cave, so many leads, so complex geography, underground geography. So we were immediately fascinated by this, and started to plan to make some further exploration in this cave.
So in 2001, you just came to find the Shuanghe cave,
Yes.
and you were really fascinated by the scenery here.
Yes.
And now I also got to know that is being the world's longest cave in Asia. And also of course, the longest cave in China. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
And actually, when we are working in this cave, we can see that there are so many tourists here. And how do you think of the cave resources being developed as a kind of the tourist resources?
Yeah, a part, in fact, it's a very small part of the cave that is developed as tourist resources. The chance to have a so long cave network, longest in Asia, longest in China, help to attract people around this, and then we can. Some places, some short places were selected to open to the tourism, to arrange with all the facilities. So for me as a cave explorer, to see that give a deeper meaning to the exploration, to explore for the knowledge, for the science, is a good thing, but when discovered, this also enable the local people to improve their life condition, and they really did. This is also a very great satisfaction for me. It gives another meaning to what I am doing, and this, of course, is very satisfying.
Okay, so now because of the development of the tourism in Shuanghe or in Suiyang County, and many people are attracted to visit the cave. And because of this, a lot of people can find job opportunities just near their home. And actually, I think this is a good thing for the development of this place. Yes.
Yes, for sure. This started, you see all these things they install there is the work of the local people. Of course, a biggest company that is not local makes the investment and so on, but the labor force is is local. And when I was exploring, I also met them working there every day, and I could see they were very satisfied to this new opportunity for them. And you will see outside the valley really transformed. The lodging condition, the road condition, the schools, everything. They could find another way to live from their land than only farming, which is unfortunately the poorest way to earn money. So yes, this is a big change for them, and that's a very good thing.
Yes. And besides, I also got to know that every year, maybe almost every year before, you will organize some activities for French cavers to come to China to explore the cave. And how do those people think of the cave resources in China?
Yes, what you say is important to mention. I am not exploring alone. Some French cavers from French Federation of Speleology every year come here to make more extensive research and deeper research. So like this, some of them come one time, some of them come every year, and they all have their own feeling about discovering China and meeting Chinese people, and they really enjoy it, and it's nearly they are attracted by caving, of course, but they are also attracted by the country and by the people, to meet the people and to meet the country, discover the country, is also one of their motivation to come here. It's not only the cave.
And actually, because of you, we can say in this way that a lot of French cavers have been attracted to visit Guizhou, to visit China. And because of the resources in China, I think it also strengthens the ties between China and other foreign countries.
Yes, it's a friendship story. This we also formalized this in 2005. In the how it was the year of French in China and China in France. On this, we make some special event here in Fuyang about this. I remember we made a symbolic thing is to plant a friendship tree. So, and the caver enjoyed the festival, and even sing in the festival was very. So it's really a friendly relation that is open. This also is, I can say, is a thing I am pleased to see.
Yes. And I also, when I visited other caves, I saw some the ropes, something like ropes.
Yes.
What's it for?
That's the technique. We here you visit the horizontal part, but in fact, it was not really horizontal. When we explored there, we had to climb on the rock, and to cross to some quite dangerous place. So the rope is a way to make it safe. If you don't have the good technique and the good technology of the use of the rope, there is many places you cannot go unless taking some risk, and you cannot make caving for 30 years if you take some risk. So you have to really reduce the risk to the minimum. So there is some special technique to learn and to understand very clearly. So that's also why we try to make some training course to explain this and to teach this to Chinese caver, and more of them are getting skillful in that.
Yes, so you also have helped to train some cavers in China who are interested in caving, right?
Yes.
And so, how many people have you trained, and how do you train them? Can you introduce briefly?
It's difficult to calculate exactly. I think about two. I used to say about 200. We do this every year, but also several times a year. If consider some time is just to the basic technique. Some is a caving on technique. Some is a rescue technique. So it's a lot of people. Maybe when I say 200 is a little low. On themselves, they teach other, and this is very good because this start a kind of movement, a new activity. I wish they can practice caving in China like we do it in France, in Western countries. That means some small club, association, just make their own activity by themselves and explore or just visit. Go to visit some cave, put their rope, use the technique, enjoy the landscape, enjoy the countryside, and come back home. This is also another way to make tourism. In France, the philosophy of tourism is mainly that. Is not specially going to attraction, is organize yourself your activity. So by teaching them the technique, I let them organize this safely.
Yes, and so besides the change of the place or of the Shuanghe village, and we also brought some people for training to help to improve the caving techniques of some Chinese cavers. Yes, and later can we just come to see the change of the villages in your mind, and can you lead us to the way to experience what you have experienced in 2001? Yeah.
Yes, can try to. I can at
Okay.
least try to.
Okay, okay. After we just came out of the cave, we came to the village to experience what you have experienced before. And actually, I heard that this place is the one that printed in your memory a lot. So can you introduce to us what you have found when you first visited this place?
Yes, this is my meeting point with the Shanghai area, just because we traveled a lot to come here, and then we start to see the cliff, to see the cave, and also have this temple, so that make the link with the geology and the culture that imprint in my memory. So that's why for me it's the meeting point. And then it's just near the place we started to walk to go to the cave. Now it's just the border of the road, but before it was already a traveling place, a trip, a real trip to come here.
How was the road at that time? Actually, in 2001, I think Guizhou was in a terrible condition as regard to its traffic or the road network.
Yes, it was already much better than in '86, of course. But yes, this place, the road was just a mud road, quite narrow. The car cannot cross easily, and just a little further, the mud was so much because raining. The car could not climb up. It was slips. So all the condition, yes, improved a lot. And yes, just to come here from Guyang to here was already a long trip with a dangerous and long road.
Yes, just when we walk here, we can see there are so many cars moving along the way, whether it's the private cars or the travel bus.
Oh yes, that's right. Before on the road, we especially have the the bus and the truck, and nearly no private car. Now, yes, for example, that one is coming is a private car. That one stop there is a private car. Yes, it's also a big difference in the landscape. And yeah, speaking about the road, maybe so good road uh, from Guyang to here before. Maybe you have a short part near Zuni. It's like this. Normally, all was worse than this, and so yeah, it's a really great difference.
Okay, so after we have met this first place, so can you just take us to the next stop
Yes.
to follow the way you have
Okay.
been? Okay.
So we are going
Yes.
by car.
Yes,
And
we're going.
and we stopped in Gongguangqiao.
Okay.
Gongguangqia, because this bridge is a old bridge, so it's historically famous. But for us, it's a place we had to stop the car and start to walk.
Okay.
So this is the main meaning for us.
So we now we're going to take the car to Gongguanqiao,
Yes, yes.
and yes, it shows the journey or the distance between the first place to Gongguanqiao was shortened a lot, and then we just take the car to the bridge. Okay. And actually, along the village, we can see the natural living conditions have also changed a lot for the locals.
Yes. Yes, we have big houses with several floors, comfortable one, and all the window have the glass. Before, nearly no window has glass. That means if the wind, if winter or summer, you just are cold or hot, depend on outside weather. Now yes, it's every small place like this is already looking like a small city now,
Yeah.
compared to before.
Yes. So how long does it take now from that side to the Gongguan Bridge?
Oh, we just will arrive just now. Gongguanqiao is here. We are just arriving very soon. This one.
Okay, so let's just get off the car and to take a look at the bridge.
Okay.
Okay. And we can see that in at that direction we can take a close look or a whole view of the bridge. Do you know something about this bridge?
I just know it's about 200 years ago, was built 200 years ago, and it was to make the main road from Suyang to Chang'an, to the next county. And so I don't know exactly the historical condition where it was built, but it's interesting that this point is important for my own memory, but also from the history of the place. So it's a fixed point about 200 years.
Yeah. And you just mentioned that it was a sign in your trip to Guizhou. So
Yes.
what's that?
No, just because you see that place, the road is going up. So I remember we tried to push our car to that place because the wheel were slipping in the mud, and we were desperating to arrive to our research area, and finally we had to give up. We leave the car here, take our bag, and from here by foot go to the Shangri area.
So it means that at the beginning of the 20th century, the traffic was really a mess, or it needed to be improved a lot. When you came here to this bridge, to the place of this bridge, you just needed to stop your car and carry your luggage to explore the cave.
Yes, exactly. In so small place, remote place, the traffic condition is nearly nothing. People just manage by themselves. And anyway, as we said, very few people has personal car, so it was not people just stay here, work here, and have very few facility to move.
So, except for the changes of the traffic condition, do you think what are the other important changes for the local people?
Oh, now many people have facilities to work here and to really earn money here out of farming. So this change everything because they don't have to quit to leave their own hometown. And other thing that was improved after that is they could arrange some better schools, and also I remember about schools. In the past, they had many difficulties in the school to keep the children at school because they were in the farm, and maybe help the parents in the farm, who for them look more interesting, or the parents think it's more useful than going to school. This now is finished. Now everybody understood children, the best place for him is at school. So this evolution is in people's mind, but it's very important for the future and directly come from the living condition. In the living conditions there were only less than 20 years ago, what their opinion makes sense. If I am living in a place and I need one day to walking to go anywhere, why I should give my children education that he will never need here. Now they can move everywhere, so education is obviously necessary for them. So it's the change in the living condition also make a change in the way of people thinking. So it's good, it's important.
Yes, and in recent years, maybe just in these 10 years or 20 years, people have really improved their living conditions and their ways of thinking have improved a lot.
Yes.
And actually, that's the thing that matters.
Yes.
You know, when your concept has improved a lot, the children in this village can receive more education,
Yes.
and they will broaden their horizon. And I think that's a good thing for the development of this place.
Yes,
Yes. And when we stand on this bridge, we can see that the village looks really beautiful compared to what could be seen before.
Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful is a matter of aesthetic. So I don't know, because the small farm you can see here also has something beautiful, but obviously, certainly it's comfortable, and people who live there live in comfortable and safe condition. The condition of living were bad. The condition of living now are good. This is very clear. But to improve this, their first way was just to build the house is very simple, in a square, in the square looking like a cube. But here they made a special aesthetical effect, is to put some wood outside and to make the roof, to make it looking friendly, looking attractive, like a real home. It really gives So the building is comfortable, is safe. On the external looking, they also put some effort to make at the external looking aesthetic value. And this you can see on the landscape make a great change, a great effect. My main way is to make this area well known, but by the very long and wonderful cave. This is important to let people know about this area, so it helps for development. It's a simple help, but it's one help.